I've been seeing the Optoma GT1080HDRx popping up all over gaming forums and Reddit threads lately, and it looks like a lot of people are finally getting serious about turning their living rooms into a proper gaming arena. The buzz around it got me curious because most short-throw projectors I've tried either looked washed out in daylight or just couldn't keep up with fast-paced games. So I decided to grab one, set it up in my own space, and see whether it actually lives up to the hype that's been building online. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. After a quick unboxing, the first thing I noticed was the compact size of the lens. The GT1080HDRx is a short-throw model, which means it can sit just a foot or so away from the wall and still fill a 100-inch screen. That makes it perfect for apartments where you don't have a dedicated home theater room. You can mount it on a bookshelf or even a ceiling jack without having to clear a ton of floor space. I set it up in my own bedroom, and the image filled the entire wall with a crisp 1080p picture, no matter how close the projector was to the surface. Brightness is another area where this projector shines. At 3,800 lumens, it actually performs well in rooms with ambient light, so you don't have to draw the curtains shut if you're gaming with the lights on. I tested it during a sunny afternoon, and the colors stayed vivid enough to tell the difference between a red health pack and a green one in a fast-moving shooter. For casual movie nights, that level of brightness means you can have a backyard viewing party after sunset without needing a completely dark environment. The image stays punchy and readable even when the patio lights are on. One of the biggest selling points for gamers is the fast response time. Optoma advertises an 8.4 milliseconds input lag, and when I paired the projector with a PlayStation 5 set to 120 Hz, the delay was practically unnoticeable. In fast first-person shooters or competitive fighting games, that kind of latency can be the difference between a win and a loss, so it's a real advantage if you take your gaming seriously. The HDR compatibility also adds a nice touch. While it's not a full 4K HDR experience, the projected colors have a little more depth than a standard 1080p display, which makes games with bright highlights and dark shadows feel more immersive. Flexibility in connectivity is something I often overlook, but it became a practical benefit the moment I tried to hook the projector up to my laptop for a quick presentation at work. The GT1080HDRx comes with HDMI 2.0, USB-C, and a built-in speaker, so I could switch between a gaming console, a streaming stick, and a laptop without juggling cables. The USB-C port even allowed me to power the device directly from a power bank for a weekend trip, turning the projector into a portable cinema for hostel rooms or friends' dorms. The ease of connection means you won't spend half the night wrestling with adapters when you just want to start a game or stream a movie. Long lamp life is the kind of behind-the-scenes benefit that most shoppers don't think about until it becomes an issue. Optoma claims up to 15,000 hours of lamp life, and given the projector's LED-based light source, that translates into years of use before you need a replacement. I've been running it for a couple of weeks now, and the lamp brightness hasn't shown any signs of dimming. For anyone who plans to use the projector as a semi-permanent fixture in a gaming or media setup, that longevity can save both money and the hassle of dealing with a dimming image halfway through a tournament. When it comes to practical downsides, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. First, the projector's native resolution is 1080p, so if you're hoping for native 4K detail, you'll need to adjust expectations. It upscales a 4K signal but can't match the sharpness of a true 4K projector. Second, the built-in speakers are adequate for casual use, but for a full-range audio experience you'll still want a separate soundbar or headset. Those aren't deal-breakers for most gamers, but they're worth mentioning if you're looking for an all-in-one solution. Overall, the GT1080HDRx feels like a solid middle ground between a budget home theater setup and the pricier high-end models. The short-throw lens, bright output, and low input lag make it feel right at home in a cramped apartment or a dedicated gaming nook. The HDR support and flexible ports add a nice modern touch, while the long lamp life keeps the maintenance.